I'm rewriting a novel that I drafted in October, November, and December of 2023. And I think that rewriting is the first step of a 3-step revision process. Want to hear more? That's what I'm talking about today. All writing is rewriting is an E.B. White quote that is sadly accurate. So rewriting is exactly what it says, writing again. If you've watched this channel for very long, you've heard me talk about James Scott Bell's great book, Plot and Structure, and I follow his revision process almost exactly. There's a few changes, and the biggest one is that Jim completely rewrites his novel. Yeah, as in, oh, look, I spent however long writing this. In my case, it was almost 2 months writing this. Oh, now I'm just going to throw that aside and just start writing again. Now that I know the real story I want to tell. Yikes, that's a lot of scrap metal that I just put on my hard drive or in the garbage or wherever. So I don't write it again. These are the 3 things that I do that I consider rewriting as opposed to revising, which I will talk about in a later video. So the first thing I do when I'm rewriting is fill in the plot holes. So as I was reading The Flames of Destiny, which is the young adult fantasy novel that I'm writing and hoping to pitch to traditional publishers and agents come this fall, I went, wait, how did we get from here to here? Wait, that doesn't make sense. Wait, I don't understand that. Big old circles. That's my mark that I use as I'm marking up when I'm reading through my draft, which is the first step of the revision phase, according to Mr. Bell. So I write new scenes that fill in those potholes, or parts of scenes, or a few paragraphs. But in any case, that's the first thing I do. The second thing I do is beef up the character arc. So if for some reason I go, okay, they changed, but man, it kind of happened fast. Well, where are some other things I can add? Maybe more internal dialogue so that the reader sees that they're coming to that change. They're not there yet, but they're coming to it. So it doesn't seem like, oh, she doesn't believe that. And now, oh, she does. So beefing up the character arc is another thing I do when I'm rewriting a novel. And the third thing is I intensify the conflict of the novel to make sure I have the pacing right. So the yawn emoji, I don't know if there really is a thing. That's what I put in my draft when I'm reading through and I'm bored to tears and I want to flip the page, because you do not want your readers to be bored to tears. And I have several points of that in the book that I am rewriting. And so what I will probably do is cut a lot of that. Some of it is a really long conversation that is probably going to get condensed down to a lot shorter conversation, or split up between several scenes. But as I've said before, everything that I cut out of this draft will go into a file that is called Flames, Cut Scenes. And I will save it on my drive to possibly be used as part of a freebie for subscribers once this book is published. So I would never throw my whole manuscript away if I found value that it needs to be rewritten. So what do you do when you're rewriting your novel? Comment below. I'd love to hear. Make sure that you click like and subscribe, and check out the Write Your Book Nook group if you would like to have access to conversations with me about writing and rewriting on a more regular basis, because I show up there every day of the week. And now back to rewriting.